Mm. Hi everyone, for the ones who are here just joining, we're waiting for the game to start and we'll be starting the streaming soon. So let us know if you can hear me correctly, if maybe you see the screen, anything. We're really happy to host again another final game. So we're waiting for everything to be ready to start. Let me check a little bit some stats. So this this tournament, we saw a lot of people from the US. Actually, 60%, and the other countries involved are Lebanon, Canada, India, South Africa, Lithuania, Netherlands, Greece. So really diverse. On the other hand, it was really good to be actually hosting this tournament and having a lot of diverse backgrounds in terms of geographics. And you can see the tournament table. This was another tough one. There's some people who won a game but couldn't make it to semifinals. Also, the usually the semifinals matches are really interesting to watch because you see that there's the most strong, I mean the strongest players are there and are actually really interested. Everyone is just in winning. So this is the action in real Catan, which is really good to have. I want to take this time to actually try and show you a little bit about the the players here. We saw Baxas, who won all his games in a pretty really excellent performance. He's from Lithuania, and also well, this means that he got 10 average points per match, including the semifinal, and a lot of table points as well. So really hard matches for him. All of the other players are from the US. We have Max Teo, and we have Time to Mac and IDK, and some random numbers, 1, 2, 3, and some random numbers. So we'll be talking about them actually in the match. They're all from the US. They're all strong players. They won a lot of games to actually come here. And let me see if this match is already on. So let me look for it. In case you want to go for it, the directly in colonies you can see it as I see. I mean, the name should be Premium Catan Championship Final. I think we're here. So let me take everything else away from the screen and let's start doing this. here. So you should be starting seeing the browser right now. Let me see if everything okay, but I think it is. Perfect. So in this match we have a very interesting game, as I was saying, because all the players are really strong ones and they're really experienced. We have puzzles, we have Basil, which is time to mac, Baxas, the one who in blue color, we one who won all these games, and Mask Tio is the second one in terms of pre-qualification to this semi-final. Sorry, to the final. Of course, as you know, you need to be on the best 16 players to actually come through and win this and be here in the final. All of them have already won a prize, a minimum prize of $20, but only the winner will get an extra $20, which is the prize for the winner of the match. So this should be a really interesting game, and hopefully they don't disappoint us. But we're going to have to be really patient, because there's a lot of things happening at the beginning of the game, but as you know, this is a normal match, so the speed is normal. We have all players have a lot of time to think, so we have a lot of time to talk about the map as well. So one thing that I think it's really interesting to start talking about is the amount of resources we have in for each type. So we see we have this have a low amount of wood, and it's really concentrated in the lower side of the board. So with the 4 and the 10, we see some great, some good production spots in terms of ore, and some decent amount of wheat. Sheep is also really concentrated in some part of the map, pretty similar to the wood, but we have a lot of production spots for sheep as well. Other thing that's really scarce, and probably is the most scarce in this map, is the brick that has already been taken by the red player Basil. The brown player Puzzles, and that's why, and probably in the best production spot there is, only matched by this one that has already been taken by the red player. So if we start making the numbers, there's two spots actually that still have some good wheat and ore production spots, which is the 6-5, which has been taken right away by the blue player, and the other one would be the 9-10-11 with brick also, which is a scarce resource. So it should be a worse version of this one. I would say that if I were Mask Tio, I think that I would be taking this spot in the 9-10-11, and probably complementing that with the sheep and wheat we see in the lower part of the map, because we also have a wood port, which should be interesting in this type of matches. That also would be blocking the brown player, so actually having an extra, a very good complementary spot, and that should actually get him an interesting strategy. But there should be a lot of options here, because I think the map is not this one. This is not the type of maps that actually are hard to get resources. I think it's more of an open map, because the desert is placed different. I think the strategy for the orange player was to go straight to the ore with sheep strategy with a lot of ore. It's a place that could be taken, but it's also being shared with the blue player, so that is good news for him. I think the blue player now is able to complement all his resources, only lacking some break spots. But I think that as easy as it is already the scarce resource, it is fine. But as I was saying, this is a map in which not the players shouldn't be having struggle to actually get all the resources they want. More of a actually blocking the other ones, or making sure that they have a good place to grow later, and having the right balance within their strategy. because as I was saying, the actually the desert is really in a corner, and actually not being so problematic. If you're here in the Twitch channel, please let me know if you have any opinion. I'm reading you, and we're reading you. So it's good to have a conversation there. Probably let me know if something I'm not seeing, maybe I'm not commenting. I would love to see that. So thanks for being here, and please don't hesitate to share your opinion. So continuing with the game, we have already the red player has already placed, and he was making sure that he complemented his resources with some brick. But the main strategy for him will be having cities, and probably cities at the beginning of the game, because he's having two coordinated nines and fives and tens with a good amount of ore. Probably he's going to have the lowest production for in terms of comparing with the other ones, but he has some places to actually keep growing his strategy. With talking about 9 of ore in the lower part of the map, and also you could have a good complement going probably for the sheep, which is the only he's missing in the 3-2-1 board, in case he want to walk a little bit more. That's also not good news for the brown player, because now he needs some wood and sheep, but there's not a place with both resources. Also, there's not a good place in the center of the board, so he's probably, I mean, he'd be obligated to go to a corner. So he did. He has all the resources, but practically no wood. But a 3-2-1 port and a place to get more sheep in the future. So game is on. We're having a brick, which is going to be really interesting research to actually get more settlements in this game. So that's good news for the ones sharing the 11, which is the blue and the red player. Blue player starts with the road. He goes way down to the wood port. He's probably leading in terms of production and also potential for growth. The only good spot he has actually right now is that one that he's going to. For other options, he will need to build some more roads, probably to a 3-4 up in the board, actually near the desert, or maybe getting more sheep. We don't know. But he has good amount of ore, so probably he's going to be having a city soon. Red play weird cards, and actually it's being very blocked in terms of his strategy. He's not able to go to a 6-2 port, and not anymore, so he's going to be actually concentrating his strategy in the 9 and duplicating the ore, but with no sheep. So production, it's going to have to be production, and probably making some exchanges. I'm seeing some greetings from the players. Hi Gonzali, thanks for being here. Thanks for commenting. So red player got to build his city. That's great. I mean, that's interesting to see that this is happening so fast. We talked about that in the beginning of the game. That will be happening fast, and probably this is a good starting spot for a new one. The good news about this city that he has is that he's sharing spots with all the other players. So always going to be like some player that is not going to be interested in actually blocking him at every time, or actually would be interested in actually getting away from that block in terms of the robber. So this is, I think it's a good decision in terms of where to place the city. Also, red player decided to walk to build a road to the 10 port and the 3 to 1 port, which I think is really wise because he could be having this 9, I mean, this pot of 9 of ore later. And first, it's better to secure this spot with the port, knowing that he doesn't have a lot of variety of resources in the future. Blue player has 8 cards, so he needs to do something. There's been a lot of eggs coming, so he probably has a lot of sheep. That's good news because sheep is interesting resource for probably for the red player in the future. Remember that blue player won all his matches, so he's really experienced player. He decides to build to buy a development card, and now it's time for the orange player that has secured a really interesting spot in terms of sheep, because he has a lot of sheep. He has a always sheep strategy, buying 2 development cards, already using one and building another settlement. Very strong start for this player, and we don't know what he has in his hand, so very dangerous for the other ones. Now we could go for the 3 to 1 port, or maybe the ore port in the future, but we'll be probably also be seeing a lot of cities from him now on. Basil, red player, 7 cards. He's probably seen an opportunity to buy development cards. Maybe he's only interested in getting his settlement, but he will need some sheep in the future. So, and all the players had a lot of sheep. So he's offering to give 1 piece of ore and 1 piece of wheat for wood and sheep. So that could be a good business for maybe someone, but probably helping him a lot. So now he's offering different options. He decided to trade with puzzles. I couldn't see which trade of all of them he changed. Now he's offering wheat for wood, so probably he only changed the sheep wheat, and he was able to build this settlement. So 4 points for him. Now he has the board. Now he has a lot of space to go and a lot of cities to build in the future. So pretty dangerous as well. Blue players start to decide blocking the 2 strongest players in the game, which is the red and the orange player, and build buy another development card. Mask Tio, orange player, targets directly the red player and robs a card, also using the robber, freeing his space for him. The 5 is great news probably for the brown player, which is the weakest one here, but he was able now to build a road, and now probably going for getting a settlement. Probably the math is not working for him right now, but that could happen in the future. There could be a competition in the near term for the 6 of sheep. Probably could be interesting in some future for the orange player, because he'll be able to boost up the production of sheep, which is really interesting in his or with sheep strategy right now. Red player passes. Blue player gets a 7. Now he needs to decide who to rob. He's interested in buying the settlement, but also blocking the red and the orange player. He steals from the red player, probably wanted wheat, but he had some wheat. Probably he's not able to do anything. No. Maxio, okay, orange player already has 2 robbers. Pretty aligned with his strategy of only having all with chip, so already 2 robbers, buying another development card, probably passing. There's a lot of development cards here in this game. Only the red player is not going that path, probably because he don't have any ship and he's interested in actually building cities. Puzzles gets a 7. He's able to place a robber. Will he be stealing again from the red player, or will he be trying to block another player? Thinking who can he rob? He has a sheep, and he has. He could probably have. I don't know. I cannot remember. But has a sheep. He probably won't be able to do anything. Steal from blue player. And buys another development card. 3 development cards for him. We don't know what can they be. Please remember that they're all experienced players. They all play really well, and that's why they're here. That's why they won their matches. So we shouldn't underestimate anyone, because that happened before, and we saw that those players actually winning. So it's good to have faith in everyone here. Thanks, AI27. Thank you for playing. Blue player, turn now, he has 8 cards and 2 development cards. He thinking. Have some wood, very cheap. He needs that settlement, so he needs to rob someone. He decided to rob again. He decided to rob the brown player. With the brown player had wheat and sheep, and buys a development card, probably to free up some space in the hand. And another development card, and probably passing here. So a lot of development cards bought so far in this beginning of the game. 9 cards for the orange player. Good news, he's going to build a city probably right now. He's building a city in the really good spot. Also making like 2 hit zones really separated, and now concentrated everything in the 693 and doubling the ore. So good strategy for him. The brown player has 3 development cards. He decides to place a robber before rolling the dice. You're thinking, who can I rob? He says to block. He says to block the orange player, so probably red player being able to breathe a little bit now. He rolls a 7. He needs to take that away. He took from blue player in the other edition. Now he needs to think where to place. So let's see. Will he be taken from the orange player? He will take it from the red player again. Red player is leading. He's leading in terms of points alongside orange player. We may tend to think that orange player is much stronger than him because he has 4 points, but already 2 robbers played, another development card, and really tough to go against. Bad news for the red and for the orange player. Another 7 here. So blue player gets to decide where to place the robber. We know he cannot put it in the 6 or 4 because it's his spot as well. So, and who may he target? Again, targeting the orange player, which is the clear leader here. He now has 0 cards, so probably nothing to do. No, placing a robber, taking away all the heat, and great news for him, he got a 6. He's able to buy another development card. Excellent move for him. Now he has 6 points. He's really clearly leading everything, and but it's really hard to win him the the race for all the robbers. But he will need to be playing against a lot of good competitors. Now they're robbing red player because of the brick. Greatness for puzzle a 2, and some wood for him. So probably pretty near the third settlement for him. This is going actually very fast, so it's good to see this game moving fast. I prefer probably all the time prefer this to be fast, and I appreciate player thinking, but we love to see the game moving with the rhythm. This is actually moving. Blue player now 7 cards, 2 development cards. Will be this is the time for the settlement and a development card. Clean move for him. 3 development cards, 2 settlements. They cannot rob him. Orange player needs to places robber. He's targeting both red and blue player. Taking over from red player again. Probably with most steals are most tolerant are Basil, red player, and orange player. Again a 7. We have a lot of 7s in this match. Now Puzzles needs to decide who to rob. He'd probably be targeting the orange player unless he wanted something that the red player had. He could target both in the 9 of wheat, which is what he did, but he decided to target the orange player. So great news for the orange player. He gets to have 8 cards just by the beginning of his turn. So and he has a development card. We don't know which one. He goes to build a new road, I think. Maybe he's 2 new roads. So all the way to building the settlement, going to the ore port and getting more wheat because all his wheat is getting blocked. So this is really strong because he needs only 1 extra point, just 1 extra point, and maybe build some roads, and he wins. And as long as more sheep is coming for him, he can do whatever he wants because he is having a strong orbit sheep set up with a lot of sheep. So excellent news for him. Really bad news for the brown player, which now he has a lot of development cards, but not as much as the orange player, and not good places to develop his strategy right now. So really blocked for him and low production. Red player starts offering wood to everyone. The 10 is really useful for him. He changed with the orange player. He builds another city, so now 5 points for him. Really close to probably now it's be really easy for him to build another city. He places a new road, so to complete his strategy and get with 0 cards, he won't be targeted. Orange player will be strictly targeted here. 1 card for him. Now 2. And as we said, now the red player is having a city only with a 10. Sorry, only with a 9. So this is excellent news. Blue player, 3 robbers played and 3 development cards in the hand. So orange player will not be leading for long because if blue player has robbers, he will be using them probably soon. And this is getting some action. We're getting some good action here. Now it's time to think for the brown player. Puzzles wants, he's offering some ore against some wheat and sheep. He probably has a two resource card or maybe a robber. Oh, he tried that. He tried to actually get everyone to change for things against ore to actually rob them later. Oh, and he gave away a lot of ore just to build just to have wheat and build his city. So that was hurtful probably for everyone. Blue player now. He's patient. I mean, I have no doubt that he has the other robber, but he's patient. Okay, so another development card for orange player. He could be whether could be actually making his longest his largest army last longer with the four robbers, or maybe he has a victory point. And having a victory point would be really dangerous for everyone. So if blue player has a robber, I would say that he would need to be using that right now, because if not, that could be a loss for everyone, and that happened. Largest army for blue player, 5 points. Now they're all kind of in the same amount of numbers, so of points. Blue player has two different cards, and also 8 cards in his hand with a lot of yeah, probably a lot of wood. Basil also has a lot of resources right now, but he needs to wait for his turn to actually do something with that. Longest road is not near everyone's strategy. Could be an easy take for the brown player now, and I don't know. Probably the blue player could build the longest road in the near future if he gets some brick. He's buying another development card. Now it's time for orange player. We received a lot of strikes, so his growth was really stopped by all the other players. Now everyone has a lot of resources. He's not having a lot. Oh, he got a monopoly. Wow. So good time for having a monopoly because everyone had a lot of resources. He has only 5 points, so it's not dangerous right now. But maybe he is able to build something with those pieces of wheat. He didn't decide to take sheep. He decided to take all the wheat, which is good because you can prevent every growth by taking the wheat. Again, from the players, good news for puzzles. He's getting his wheat back. He has now 9 cards and he builds another city. So 3 robbers for him, also 5 points, and another one development card. So this is a really tough race for everyone in terms of robbers. But maybe blue player has some robbers and he knows he's secured in that turn, but we don't know. So more wheat for everyone probably, so everyone's getting back their wheat. Red player again with 9 cards. Orange player, he's taking probably building another settlement now. Yeah, 6 points and another settlement. 7. Oh, bad news for everyone. So orange player would be like really happy now. I imagine him like jumping in his desk. It's kind of a karma thing, That they tired him so much and now he's getting a 7. Everyone liked this card. So another city probably for red player. He probably has some more ore. He wants to give away ore actually for sheep because he wants another settlement. Also remember that the longest road is not taken yet and everyone really needs that. That probably is in the plans of the red players to take the longest road at some point. Maybe also is a plan of the blue player. So red player doesn't have any. Yeah, I mean he doesn't have any any development cards. So we're just waiting. He's offering a lot of things. He's actually mainly his main offer is giving sheep, and he's giving ore and he wants sheep. He's trying a lot of changes, offering things. They are negotiating right now, probably chatting, kind of table talk. So imagine that happening right now. So a lot of, I mean, he's taking his time. Probably he knows that this is his chance to do something with this game because he's really getting behind. He doesn't have any development cards, any good growth so far. So only 9 resources, and he decides to pass. He just passes. He's confident that he's not going to have another 7. He got a 7 this turn, last round, so we don't know. I mean, there's a lot of chance that he'll be taking this 7 again, but I think that he needs that. I mean, he needs a boost, a really good turn to actually boost his growth. If not, he knows he's going to lose. In the meantime, blue player bought another development card. He now has 4 development cards in the hand. 4 robbers played 5 points for him. Not a good place to grow right now, and the ore is blocked. But you don't know what he has. He doesn't have a monopoly. He maybe has a 2 rolled card, probably some robbers and some victory points. Orange player now with 6 points. He has 8 cards and he wants to receive some ore because probably he's near another city. I doubt that anyone's going to be giving. Oh, they are giving it. They're giving ore for him. Will the contestants give him the city he wants? No. No, they didn't give him anything. He passes. Now red player has 13 cards. Really close to his turn. Let's hope he doesn't get a 7. Brown player now offering also some exchanges. He wants to give away some brick for wheat. Probably, yeah, great offer for red player. There's not a lot of development cards actually remaining, so there could be a lot of victory points already in the hands of the players. We don't know. Maybe Puzzle has to develop 2 victory points. Remember that he's only 2 roads away from the longest road, and if that would be the case, that would be just 1 point away of winning. So 2 roads and 1 point. He's taking wood, giving away a lot of brick, just passing. Red player turn now. He has 13 cards, and he starts offering some exchanges, but we'll surely see some action this turn because having 13 cards there is now a lot of risk. He's offering now 2 pieces of wheat for 1 sheep, counter offering 1 sheep for wheat and ore. There's now a lot of back and forth. I should imagining a lot of table talking here, but I don't know if they're in Discord, in the Discord channel right now. Not entirely sure about that, but probably also talking. Whoa, he went ahead. He secured longest road. Now 7 points, 1 development card, and he has a good spot to build another settlement. And as we know, the cities are really easy for him to build. Blue player still being the leader here, but now he doesn't have the possibility to build the longest road in the middle of the board that was taken by red player. So not good news for him. I love how they are blocking themselves. I mean, they are actually competing against each other. They're making sure that no one is actually taking a lead for long, and this is changing the game at each turn. Blue player now securing also, as he doesn't have any possibility to build the longest road again, probably not in the near term. He's securing his largest army, and orange player now is going straight ahead to get some points. The 7, bad news for everyone again, good news only for the orange player. Awesome 7 again. Awesome 7. We saw a puzzle. Puzzle still thinking what to discard. Everyone has discarded. He placing the rubber. Now targeting the red player all the way. He's taking away everything, and the thing is, he's now competing for the longest row. He's using, oh, interesting, really interesting one. So he didn't have victory points. He had won the two road, which is, this means that there are no remaining cards, no remaining 2 road cards. And now he's really close also for the longest road, but he doesn't have any wood. Red player knows that. He's still targeting the blue player because he knows that he could be having 3 victory points in the hand. He decides to buy another development card, and passing, that was a great target for him because he blocked the 8 for the blue player. Everyone has low amounts of resources right now, but it won't be the case for long. Now, brown player is placing a rubber. It was lucky by 7. We don't know who may be targeting. There's a lot of leaders right now. As there are no many development cards, and there's not actually probably no remaining good development cards because we saw 2 monopolies, we saw 1 2 resource card, we saw also 2 road cards. So probably nothing interesting in the basket. Probably a lot of victory points already been bought. So probably some rubbers in the deck. So the key here in the future will be to actually build. And if you take building as the key for winning this match, this probably makes both orange and blue and red player be the leaders here. Brown player could be having a chance, but he needs some help from the wood numbers he has. Red player turn around. He's thinking. He's not offering any exchanges. He has only 4 cards. Maybe he has what it takes to build. No, he has brick. Maybe he has a 2 resource card. Maybe he has a rubber. He's now thinking. Maybe talking with other players. We don't know that. So blue player, red player passes, blue player another 7. Time to free up some opportunities for his ore. So just notice that the blue player didn't decide to take away the ore from these pots. So probably he has victory points or maybe something else in the hand. Because he didn't use the rubber before playing. A lot of production in this round for the brown player, but maybe a lot of wheat. So actually she's offering 2 pieces of wheat for 1 of sheep. Talking to the orange player maybe or the blue player, but I think that the exchanges will be much scarce right now. So pass his turn, he's thinking, he's offering, now he wants ore, that could be an option for him. Maybe he wants to buy a development card, maybe just, I don't know. In terms of robbers, there are 5 robbers taken, 6, 1, okay, for no way, then nobody else is taking the largest army away from the player. If I'm making the count right, they're secure. No extra development cards in the deck, so everything will be decided by 2 factors: building and the longest road. So if we take that into consideration, red player needs to build 3 points, which would be a settlement and 2 cities, probably. And he also needs to keep his longest road, which at this point could be at risk by the brown player. He makes this first step and he's now 2 points for winning. And remember, knight roll and he has another city, so he has 1 point already in the basket. Blue player has probably up to 2 or 3 victory points in the hand. He's not playing a robber, so probably he doesn't have any robbers. The other robber would be in the orange player hand or maybe in the brown player hand, but we don't know that yet. If we take a look at the map, the player which has the most likely chances of winning probably would be the red player, because it's a matter of keeping the longest road, which that will be a job for his 10s and 11s, and for all the other numbers, just cities. And he builds cities and he can win really fast. Blue player, on the other hand, if he has 8 points, he doesn't have a lot of room to go, so he needs to build a city, and he has a good spot to go, but he will need again to be building a lot to actually get another settlement, because he doesn't have any spots. So only cities, but the ore is blocked and the wood is not so, I mean, he doesn't have any good production now, because he's playing only with 3 settlements. Now, if you go to the orange player could be having either 8 or 7 points. He could build another settlement very fast and another city probably fast, somewhat fast. But the 6 is now blocked as well. Oh, and he has 8 points. He could be placing a settlement and a city fast, but I think that most chances right now are for the red player. And if we are really lucky, brown player could steal the longest road, and that could be a bad news for the red player. But let's see what happens. Brown player is now waiting for an offer, probably talking with the other ones. He's saying, hey, I need to steal the longest road, just help me do this, else the red player wins. Red player has a city in the hand, and with 7 resources and a 3-1 port, he is not winning, but if he's lucky, he will. So probably, yeah, he's now negotiating with the blue player just to steal the longest road. This is just what is happening right now, so let's see what happens. He's taking the time. Nobody's actually changing. Nobody's actually giving what he wants, so he's probably like pushing everyone. No, he builds a city, and now it's just a matter of luck And we may see a winner now. I can't believe they didn't change. I think this is. I mean, I'm not sure, but this could be a good game. I mean, this could be the end. And now they giving red player to get his longest road much stronger by adding 2 extra roads and probably more if he wants to do that. So bad news for everyone. If we do the math, now red player builds a road, he has 7. And if brown player builds 1 road, he's tied for the 7, and he will build another one. He would take the longest road. Um, a red player is thinking probably what to do. He's off. He's asking for a brick. Maybe someone is giving him wheat. I don't think it's going to happen, but you should always ask. That's what I think. Yeah, I don't understand about the red player. Why they didn't take away the longest road? Because they were maybe sure that he was not going to win. But he would have won if a 10 had been rolled. Really risky for everyone. Now he's asking for some break. Okay, he builds the city. He has seven cards, 9 points. He surely he's not able to build another settlement. He mainly has he mainly have wheat and brick. He's probably not even able to build another road. That's why he's asking for more brick. Now they're changing because he probably saying, okay, I just want to make my longest road. I won't win if you trade with me. And blue player saying, okay, my only chance to win is actually to. Oh, it was an embargo. Probably embargo is like a sign of I'm not changing with you. It's not actually a. It's just a communication fact. Okay, so blue player has 8 points, only 4 cards. He will probably be targeting. Oh, could be targeting the orange or the red player. Both of them are risky, so I don't know. I would target the red player always. Sorry, he decided to attack the brown player. So if we do a recap, brown player has 8 points. He's some roads away from the longest road, and red player has 9 points. He has the longest road, and he has only 1 point away of winning. If a 9 is rolled, he wins immediately. In terms of the blue player, he has also 8 points as the brown player. He has only 6 cards in hand, and he secured the largest army, but he doesn't have a lot to do to actually build 2 extra points. Orange player needs to build a lot to win. He also has 8 points, and now 11 cards in hand. The player which is more likely to win here is the red player, but the other ones could target him a little bit. So that could be, and if a 9 is not rolled, maybe he doesn't win. But everything is saying that he's going to win, because now he has two options. He has the settlement and he has the another city, and now he has a ninth road, longest road, so really hard for the brown player to take that away from him. The only risk for everyone is that the orange player has now 16 cards in his hand, some ore, some sheep, and he has the sheep port. So I'm not sure he's going to be able to do that, but maybe he can build a settlement and oh, they were briefly disconnected, but they are now again. They're back again. No card for the orange player. He built a city, and maybe the other one. No, he could build another city. He's offering for exchanges, but everything is showing that he has the. Yeah, he won. He won. He built 4 cities, and he won this match. It was an awesome match. I think it was a matter of luck for everyone, because everyone was really great player. Orange player was the leader from the start of the game, and he got into the shadows in the middle, and now at the end he won, really being out of the center of the game. A really awesome match. The only player that was kind of behind everyone was the brown player, but because he actually invested a lot in development cards, but it was every time behind of the blue player, and he didn't have a lot of chances, and he didn't go for the longest road, so he won. He was ahead, he was not in the same position as everyone else. But this was a really tight game. I mean, most of the games are not like this. It was really awesome to watch some skillful players having this great game. So let me recap here. The orange player would win a $40 prize, and the other players would be having this $20 prize for being in the final. And let me review a little bit of the stats. So I think the dice were really very consistent. They only saw a lot of 3s and 4s and 11s. And if we take a look at the map, there was some benefits for the orange player, and also could be the probably not anyone else. And a lot of 7s and a lot of 8s. Take a look at these. All the development cards were bought, so great to see this. In terms of activity, we saw a lot of offerings from the red player, but mainly from everyone. Not a lot of exchanges successfully. Income block was really tight for everyone, but a lot of people actually were robbing the red player and the orange player, depending on the type of their leadership in the match. A lot of production for the orange player, but a lot of exchanges as well, so the net score is higher, but not as high as the other ones. And the same happens for the brown